everyone, welcome to my channel. What you're seeing here is an extrusion machine where we make HDPE conduit for the telecom industry. I started this company with all the financial planning and such about a year and a half ago, and in about August 2023 we got all the equipment, got everything wired in and started making it. We've had some pretty good success with this company. We are still continuing to learn, and with learnings comes a lot of scrap. Also, it comes with a lot of great pipe. So we ended up buying a large grinder so we can grind up all our scrap. This grinder didn't come with a top on it. We bought it from an auction, very reasonably priced, and it works awesome, but it makes a giant mess with no top on it. So I decided, hey, let's design a steel top. I'll CNC plasma cut it, weld it up, put it on, see how it works. So it has a rotating blade in there. I think it has 2 or 3 of them, and it just throws stuff around inside like crazy. It's very violent. We had a wood top on it, and it ended up just really getting beat to heck, and all the wood chips were coming down into the regrind. Makes a mess in our pipe, and with a continuous process we can't have any problems with our pipes. So here in Fusion 360 I'm just doing 2D sketches. I'm designing in some relief cuts so I can bend this piece of steel. The steel's only like a 14 gauge or 16 gauge, nothing too thick, so it'll be easy to bend that way. I do like putting our logos on everything when I can, as long as it's fairly simple. So I've done a couple other steel projects that I didn't get any video of, but I already had the logo imported and put it on the front of the steel top. It's just going to be 3 pieces, a big top with a hole in it. I'll bend the 2 edges down, and then a front and a back. I'll weld it all together so it's structurally sound. It doesn't need to be too crazy structurally sound. It's just to cover keeping plastic parts in. So the CNC plasma table I have is a SVCT plasma table. It's a 4x4 with a water bed. I do have a Hypotherm 60 amp plasma with the machine torch on it. This thin stuff I use the fine cut, the 45 amp fine cut tips, and man, it cuts like butter. Very little slag on the back end. I don't have to do a ton of cleanup. Some of the thicker stuff, it does take some trial and error to get your feeds and speeds and amps right on the cutter and the table. So this thin stuff I love because it's really set up and go. I really haven't had too many problems with this plasma table, although I don't use it all that often. I just have it kind of for hobbies, and anytime I need to fix something, I can do it quick. I like having all the manufacturing equipment at my fingertips for fast and quick, updates to our machines, quick fixes, just simple stuff that I can do versus outsourcing it. Outsourcing takes a lot more time. So here I just clamp it down along those little cutouts I designed in, and just use a soft mallet to bend it over to a 90 degree. I don't have a brake or anything or a shear, so this was the easiest way I could do it. Could have gotten by with smaller cutouts, but I just wanted to make sure I could cut them on the table. This welding table was just a cheapo from Amazon. It works great actually. It came with all the clamps and fixturing buttons and all that. I've never really had a fixturing table, welding table before, but I'm glad I had it for this. I'm surprised I never had one in the past. Now, I would normally choose to MIG weld this because it would have been faster, but I need to practice my TIG welding. I have a Miller TIG welder. I don't do it near often enough. My 2 hands don't coordinate together to be able to push the filler rod in and move the TIG torch at the same time, but I'm getting better. It takes lots and lots of practice. My TIG welds aren't like laying dimes like some of the other YouTubers are doing, but they're good enough for what I'm doing. Now this would have been done in a couple minutes if I MIG welded. I would have just stitch welded real fast and ground down my welds and called it good, but I needed to get some practice in. So my son always likes to come out and help. Someday I'll let him weld, someday I'll teach him to weld, but right now I let him grind with me. He knows better to look at the arc flash, so he's off doing other stuff with the hammers and tools, just dinking around out in the garage with me. So the other thing I really like about that welding table, the fixture table, is it's super light. I can move it around in my shop. I just have a little 30 by 33 shop, so don't have a ton of room, but I can move that thing around anywhere, even without casters on it. It slides right across the floor, and I'm not doing any banging on it or anything, so it worked great for this little project. I normally wouldn't grind my welds down, but the TIG welds would have been good enough, but I have the grinder, so why not do it? The top worked perfectly, just sits on top of the grinder. Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you want to know more about myself and the businesses that I own and the day-to-day things that I do as an engineer and a manufacturing engineer, please subscribe. I'll be doing more and more of these videos. See you guys.